Hi everyone, this is Michael Siegel. Just wanted to make a quick video on how to get onto my online classes using the Zoom app if you're using an iPad. Now I'm making a separate video if you're using a desktop computer. This is specifically if you're using an iPad to get onto the meeting. So the first thing you need to do is actually get the Zoom app up on your iPad. So if you don't have that already, go to the App Store first, which is the icon I have up in the top left of my screen. App Store. You're going to come to something like this. In that search bar at the top, you're just going to type in Zoom and hit search. Okay, and you're going to get something like this for your results. Now, the one you want is on the top left there. It's called Zoom Cloud Meetings, and it has that blue icon with the white camera, and it's made by the company Meet Happy. Now, if you notice through these search results, there's a lot of things you're going to get for Zoom. Zoom rooms and some that are red icons and some look like panda bears, and there's all kinds of stuff, and some of these icons are confusingly similar to the one we want. So go by the name. It's called Zoom Cloud Meetings, made by Meet Happy, and it is that blue icon with the white camera. Now, if you don't have this app already, there's going to be a little button that says Get. If you notice on my machine, the little button says Open on that app. It doesn't say Get, and that's just because I've already downloaded it, so I already have it. But notice on these other apps, you'll see all the buttons say Get everywhere. So if you don't have the Zoom app yet, you're going to see the word Get, and that's where you're going to click. And you're going to download the app. It's going to show up on your home screen like this. So there's my Zoom app, the blue icon with the white camera. Now, if you click on it, you're going to enter Zoom, and it's going to look like this. You actually are not ever going to have to click on that app yourself, although you're welcome to, and I'll talk about how to join the meeting by actually going into the app at the end of this video. But the easy way to join, you're going to get an email like this from me inviting you into the meeting for each class. Now, there's a long link that you'll see in the message. It says join Zoom meeting. It has a long link after that. And afterward, it has a meeting ID and a password. Now, you're not going to really need the ID or the password. All you actually have to do is tap on that link with your finger. Just tap on that link. It'll take you to Zoom automatically. And here you are. You are now in the class. Now, the first thing is it's asking you if you want to join audio. Now, yes, you do want to join audio because you want to be able to hear me, of course, because I'll be lecturing quite a bit, and you'll also want to hear whatever questions are being asked by other students. So yes, you do want to join audio, and it gives you a couple of options. Pick the top option, which is call using internet audio. You don't need to bother with dial in and using telephone numbers to get your audio. Don't worry about that. Just put call using internet audio. Now here we are. We're now in class. And this is what you're going to see up on the screen. I'm going to be drawing. You'll see it live, so you'll see it animating and you'll hear me talking. And that's mostly all you're going to do. But there are a couple of things that you need to know. Now, if I tap anywhere on the screen with my finger, I get all the option bars pop up. They don't last up here a long time. They disappear relatively quickly like that because Zoom wants you to be able to see the whole screen. They don't want to block any of your vision. So tap the screen and I'm going to show you the different things that we have on top. On the top left is leave meeting. That's if you really just want out of the class, you're gone for now. There's really no reason why you'd ever use that unless for some reason you have to leave early. But you're not going to need that button. In the middle, you're going to see the meeting ID and the password, and I'll talk about that later. It doesn't really much matter to you guys. Over on the right are really the options that matter. Now, the first one is a picture of a microphone, and under that microphone it says mute. That's important. You're going to want to click that and make sure that it's red with an X through it. That means that you're muted. Your microphone is muted. And that's basically how you're going to be most of the time. I'm going to ask all the students to have their microphones muted so that everyone can hear me clearly. See, at home you might have kids running around or spouses running around, or the plumber might be over, or you might have cats or dogs or whatever. And any audio that gets through your microphone, the whole group is going to hear it. Which is fine if you're asking a question, but it's not fine to have it on all the time. So when I do ask if people have questions, I'm going to open it up to questions. If you want to say something, you just tap on your screen, you unmute your microphone, you ask your question, and when you're done speaking, probably the bar will have gone away, you tap again and you remute your microphone. And that's how you're going to handle that. And that's all you need to know about the microphone. After that, the next one says start video. On mine it says start video because it's already red. That's really up to you if you want to use video or not. All that means is that it turns on the webcam on your iPad, the camera that's pointed back towards you, so that everyone in the group can see your face. So, in a board meeting, you probably want to see people's faces. In this setting, it doesn't matter at all. You could leave it off, and that's fine. If you want me to be able to see you, that's fine with me too. I'm happy to see everybody, but it's really just your choice if you want to be seen or not. Share content, it doesn't matter to you. You're not going to be sharing content this way. Participants. Okay, if you click on participants, it just shows you everyone in the room, and you can see whether people have their microphones and cameras on or off. And that's all there is to it. There's also a little chat button at the bottom, which is worth noting, but we'll talk about that in a bit. The last thing up on this top bar is more. It's the setting that says more. And if you click that, you get these options. And here's another place that you can access the chat. That's really the only other thing that matters at all is this chat. If you click on chat, it'll bring up a window where you can type a text message, which by default goes to everyone, which is fine. But you can change that. If you click on everyone with your finger, you can either choose everyone or you can choose any of the individual people in the room if you want your text to be privately sent to them, but that's probably not necessary. The reason we bother using this chat at all, why bother using it? Let's say I'm rambling on lecturing and you have something you want to ask but you don't want to interrupt. You can just type it into the chat. I'm going to have two different computers open, and one of them is specifically just so that I can monitor the chat. So you're free to type in questions to the chat anytime you want, and when I glance over, if I see your question and I have a moment, I will circle back and answer that question. So here, just as an example, in that bottom box you click and then you can start typing your question. I'm just going to type question and send, and now it is in the chat and everyone can see it, okay? And that's how that goes. You can click close on the top left of the small chat window, and that'll get rid of the chat, and you'll be able to see the screen once again. And that's all you need to know. The rest of the time, you're just going to be watching me. You're going to unmute your microphone when you want to ask me something, and you can use the chat option through the more section on the top right. That's really all there is to it. The microphone over here, I'm turning that on and off, and then the more option over here where you can find the chat. And we also saw that on participants we also find the little chat button at the bottom of that window. So either one of those options is just fine. That's all there is to it. When we're all done with the meeting, I'm going to end the meeting as the host, and everyone will automatically then leave at that point. There's really no need ever to hit the leave meeting button on the top left. Okay, so the only other thing I wanted to say was, let's say you don't have that link. Let's just say for whatever reason you don't have the link to get into this meeting, or just for whatever reason. So let me close down Zoom and go back to the email. So I also gave a meeting ID and password. Okay, the password I'm not going to ask you guys to enter passwords, but you can also use that meeting ID to join the meeting. So if you actually don't click any link, but you just open your Zoom app, you're going to get to something like this. and you can click join. Okay, you're going to join a meeting, and that's where it asks you. It says, well, what's your meeting ID? And that's where you're going to punch in that number and click join. And when you do that, you'll be in, just as if you had clicked on that link. So that's all there is to it. You're going to get the email, you're going to click on the link, you're going to go into the meeting and mute your microphone, and that's really it. After that, you should just be able to enjoy the class without any hitches. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in class.